All right, in this video, we're going to break down Alex Hormozi's Instagram strategy for launching his book, along with registering 1 million people for his live event. So we're going to cover 3 things: the content he's using, the funnels he's using, and then the upsells he's doing after you register. Hormozi's content strategy is pretty brilliant for this. So one, he's using his general post just to announce his book, but now he's going after other viral media and adapting it to his Money Models book and poking fun at viral clips, capturing attention, going viral here, and obviously generating a ton of comments and interest there. So other people's virality, adapting it to his own book launch is brilliant. And he's doing this as well because the Sydney Sweeney commercial that just came out, he basically took that same thing, poking fun of it, just to drive up views and drive up engagement. And now he added in DM automation, where people are now commenting to get DMs from him to register for his event, which is another brilliant tactic. But the one thing that seems to be lacking, so the viral media and viral reels that he's posting are doing their job. The place that's lacking is the stories. Sharing carousel posts and expecting people to tap in, these should all be automated, and I'll show you that in a second in the funnels. Hormozi's funnels, pretty standard from this standpoint, is that he's sending everybody to an opt-in page, collecting their information, and then he's using this right here to qualify if you own a business, if you are fit for other investments or other workshops, whatever. Maybe he's doing that to optimize his upsells down the road in the funnel. But either way, he's collecting a decent amount of information and qualifying you that way. So after you register for his event, he's going to send you off to a VIP upgrade where his first upsell of $29 is there. This is going to guarantee that you get a pre-order copy of his book, as well as getting 4 additional bonuses. And so he has a countdown timer here. He has a nice video talking through all of the bonuses and the upsells and why you should be a VIP. And then what's interesting is after you buy this, you then get redirected to another upsell that is a bigger price. So this is $449. I got this specific one because I clicked making over 500K in my business. But either way, he's adding in 2 additional upsells that really jump the number up to close to $500. Another thing I noticed too is after I registered, but on that page, I got another pop-up that gave me another chance to say, yes, I want to win free prizes. And you registered, but if you tell more people, you could win a one-on-one fireside chat, a free private dinner with Alex and Layla, with you and 9 other people. So he wants to push this for another reason, not just to get the individual registrations, but he wants to incentivize you to build an affiliate army. And so the affiliate army strategy, instead of going for individual registrations, he wants to empower this one individual to register 100 people. And he did this with his last book launch, and he mentions it up here in the first email that he sent out after he announced his book launch. So he said that he registered 32,000 people in the first day or so, but those 32,000 people brought in 130,000 people with them. That's the power of using affiliates the right way. And he's incentivizing the affiliates with chances to win the dinner with him and to win a fireside chat. So he's tossing in 2 more additional things just to register more people for this event. Now, the last piece on this, after you decline that and you come to this order details after you purchase the $29 one, you get this video, and then you also get another CTA saying, hey, if you missed the 15 books in the 15 in acquisition closer and ads handbook, get it here. So even though I didn't check out to buy this one right here, on the landing page, he's adding in that CTA below the video, which I thought was pretty smart. Okay, so now let's break down my favorite part, how Hormozi can amplify this launch on Instagram with automations. And I just posted a video about this, but there's a way you can generate 48,000 new leads just for this book launch by doing these 3 steps right here. So if you look at the math, he has 3.9 million followers. And of that, when you run this as story automation, is my favorite. You could run, obviously, your comment automations, but the story automations hit harder because they're your most active audience and they already know, like, and trust you. They already follow you. So they're warmer leads. They're going to be perfect clients for this particular offer. Now, most people reach about 2% of their audience with their stories. So if you have 100,000 people, you're reaching about 2,000 people. If you have 10,000, you're reaching maybe 200 people, maybe 500. It's a little bit higher when you have a lower volume follower count. But as you start getting up into 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 people, it's usually about 2% and 4% on a good day. With this automation strategy, you can get this up to about 25%. And we did this with James Martin. This is the highest story views I've gotten for a client. We ended up getting close to 178,000 story views with one automation and one lead magnet. And at that time, I think he had about 800,000 followers. So we were getting, I don't know, close to 20% of his audience to convert. And all these emails collected right here, that's from running the same campaign a few times. So we didn't collect 25,000 with one automation. We probably pick up about 3,000 to 5,000 emails every time we run this. And it follows the same formula, this bait story automation follow-up framework that I use. And you could run this on Reels, but I like to do it on stories as well. And you can see this works really good, generating comments, but the magic is not really in getting people to comment, it's in the automation. So I'll break all that down as well right there, and I'll go through the stories. But the first thing we need in this bait story automation follow-up framework is we need a good bait. Why are people registering for Alex's event? One, he has a live event. He's marketing the hell out of it to get a bunch of people here. He's launching his book. In the book launch, when you register here, you get a free pass to the event. He also, like earlier in this video, he upsells to $29 to guarantee that you get a copy of that book. It's a pretty cool thing just for registering for free, but he also gives you a chance to get 4 additional things. So you get the guaranteed hard copy. You get a free pass to the event. If you do the VIP upgrade, you get a chance at a meet and greet with him and a private fireside chat. You get a VIP live stream of the event just for pre-ordering your copy. And you also get a virtual workshop. So that's stacking the value just for $29 just to register and guarantee your copy of the book. That's on top of the initial bait of, hey, come to a free live show with 5 guest speakers, right? So that's where the bait is. Now, step 2, we can use content for this as well. So like I said, if I were Hormozi and I swapped out this, instead of sending people to a link in a bio, right? You announce your book and you're sending people to a link in a bio, that's not really going to produce a ton of comments, even though you got about 28,000 likes. I think the comments were only a few hundred. So that's one place you can change it. You can add a keyword to your bio instead of telling people to register or click the link. You could just do that all in the DMs. But the place that I like to do it the most is stories. And here's a few creatives I came up with. It's leveraging his existing creative and just putting it in a copywriting framework that works really well for stories. So this is obviously graphic heavy. Huge announcement. My next book is here. Type models below to get added to the waitlist or to register for your bonuses. Same thing with here, want 4 bonus gifts, swipe up and type models to receive them, playing on the graphic here that he wants to give them to you. This is using social proof. So in here, it's referencing the email like, hey, we already have all these people signed up, taking advantage of that marketing psychology, that FOMO that they have. Again, swipe up and type models. You have to tell them what to do if you want them to interact. And this one I thought was interesting. So I made this before I saw his ad. This was his ad he's running on I believe X or Twitter. And what I was doing is, if you wanted to adapt this for stories, instead of saying you could register free, click the link below, you're going to change that last copy to reply models for free prizes, or reply models to register, or reply models for free gifts, something to that effect. And this one right here is just taking advantage of his existing copy that he's using throughout and adding in these keyword, but wait, there's more. He's used this line before to kind of poke fun of it. Talking about the 4 free amazing bonuses you get. 4th one is absurd. You would like it, reply models. You could run all of these stories and they will work. So honestly, if he just picked this one that he's already running his ad that he knows works, that will probably convert the best. Then the last thing I would do to optimize his bio for this is he has all these story highlights. I would just go in and make a story highlight specifically for the live event. It would have one frame. It would be this story right here, just added to a story highlights. That way, whenever somebody clicks on this, they can reply and it's evergreen. So it will do the heavy lifting and register people for you without having to do much more. The other cool part about this is changing the color icon is going to break up this pattern right here, make people focus on this. They'll probably click it more. And now this is where the magic happens. So the automation. When you are running automations, you never want to get a DM, send that initial message, and then stop the conversation. That is going to ruin any goodwill you build up with Instagram and the automation and pushing that out to more people, because you're stopping the conversation. You're sending them out to an external resource to register for something. That's not going to keep the person on the platform, and it's not going to basically increase watch time on your account or your creative. And then Instagram doesn't look at that story, doesn't look at that comment, doesn't look at that DM and favorite, right? Because you're taking people off the platform. But what you want to do is design multiple touch points. So this is a question. This gets them to react. Either they want to give you their email or they just want the link for you to share it. Something simple. If they share it, you can obviously send them down to that webpage that you already built and register them that way. If you want to register them for the event for them, you can just ask them for an email. You send this off to whatever email service you have, register them, add their email to your automation, and then send another follow-up message saying, hey, cool, got you registered, look for emails from this. By the way, tap here if you want to claim your 4 bonuses. This gets them right back into the upsell that they had so they can capture money and present more upsells and more value items, right? If they get hit with this message right here, but they don't reply, you can set a delay and have a follow-up message come in later and be like, hey, just want to make sure you don't miss out. Go here to register, and this will ultimately push them down to the registration page. And now the last point on this, after you collect all those emails, you want to add them to an email drip or email nurture campaigns to, one, not only make sure they show up for the event, but now you can upsell them. Now you can push them to the bonuses. Now you can push them to be an affiliate and register more people. You can extract more value from them and more money from them just by adding them to the email to have this be your silent seller. And you can see here, after I registered the initial time, he's coming through with like freebies, your time inside, win a free day with me. This is an upsell. What is a money model? Educating you before you even get there. New pick, shipment of book to you. So he's doing a lot of education and automation inside email just to get you to show up. So overall, it's a pretty complex strategy. A lot of media is going into this, and then funnels. And then on top of that, you could run automations to enhance those funnels. So that's it for Hormozi's funnel. If you want more breakdowns like this, just comment below whose funnel I should break down next, and I'll make sure to see you in the next video.